I will present to you Janet Gubbins to bring the Best Paper Awards to those who've written them. Those are chosen each year by the editorial board for those that are submitted. Please welcome Janet Gubbins.
Hello everyone. I am so happy to see so many familiar faces. I really appreciate and look forward to this and seeing old friends and making new ones. So without further ado, the Best Paper Awards. And our final award winner for this evening for the Best Paper Awards is Distance Administration of Distance Education Staff by Dr. Thomas Tobin.
I just wanted to make a comment. I'm interested in Thomas Tobin's presentation on distance administration of distance education staff. We do a lot of that at USGE campus. How many of you in distance education work partially remote or fully remote these days? Okay, thank you very much. Our final award, the Smarter Services Award for Distance Learning Leadership, goes to Dr. Thomas Tobin. He holds a PhD in English literature, a second master's degree in information sciences. He was named to EdTech Magazine's 2020 Dean's List of Educational Technology Influencers and serves on multiple editorial boards and has written 5 books, including Reach Everyone, Teach Everyone, Universal Design for Learning in Higher Education. In 2018, he represented the United States on a Fulbright Scholar Fellowship, under which he helped a university in Budapest, Hungary, develop its first faculty development program. And he provided workshops and training to 12 other colleges, universities, and military programs throughout Hungary at that time. His work is focused on using technology to extend the reach of higher education beyond its traditional audience. He advocates for the educational rights of people with disabilities and people from disadvantaged backgrounds. He also has some useful skills as well. For instance, he has won the DLA putt-putt competition on several occasions, and he received honorable mention in a mustache competition in Germany. One of his colleagues notes his generosity, saying he enthusiastically offers guidance, advice, expertise, friendship, and sometimes bourbon. He's also the kind of guy who often scheduled Zoom meetings during the heart of the pandemic just to check in on old friends. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Thomas Tobin.
Oh no. Hi everybody, I'm Tom.
Hi Tom.
Awesome. Keep that energy up. Please get some more dessert while I'm talking with you. But Dr. Warren and Dr. King-Spezzo are right. It takes community. Distance education as a field, even when we go back to the early days. Postal, mail, videotapes by mail, the University of the Air radio broadcasts. Those were all ways to reach out to people whom education was not serving well or maybe not serving at all. And that is what we wanted to be able to do when we all started out. In fact, when the Wagner Awards were first given out, I was a 20-something early career administrator. And I remember thinking, look at those geezers getting their career awards. Now, I am your year's geezer, and I am proud and grateful to be receiving the Wagner Award for 2022. And I'd like to share a little something with you here. There we go. This is my personal thank you to Smarter Services, Mac Adkins. Thank you so much for sponsoring this award. And to the DLA staff and administrators and to whoever nominated me this year. And I'd like to tell you the story in 7 objects. Object number 1 is the Wagner Award itself. It's heavy glass, it's pointy, it's useful in case you need to defend yourself in your office. Object number 2 is from 1987. It's a floppy disk. Distance education 35 years ago was place-based, portable, and hyperlinked, but just via the post office. So I worked with pen pals, and I did advanced placement correspondence courses with colleagues in local Western New York colleges and universities. Object number 3 is from 1994. This is a 56K dial-up modem. I hear a rumble in the crowd. Do you remember the noise, right? I first logged online in 1994 thanks to a stream of free trial discs that AOL kept sending me at my house. Fun fact, the first thing that I ever downloaded was an image of an elf warrior from Lord of the Rings. Soon after that, I started learning how to code HTML for this new thing called the internet. Object number 4 is a bulky cathode ray tube monitor from 1997. We're still throwing these away today, right? I had one in my office at a 2-year college in Western Pennsylvania, where I'd been hired to help them create fully online courses based mostly on the strengths of my HTML skills. Now, I helped them to adopt Blackboard version 1, as you can see in this splendidly low-definition image. After 4 years, though, we had 13 associate's degrees, 30 certificate programs, and an entire heating, ventilating, and air conditioning program fully, asynchronously, and gloriously online. I was an online leader, but I was an office of one, right? It was like being the maitre d', server, busboy, cook, and dishwasher in a tiny diner with 2 tables. That was online learning? Oh, and a side note, in 2002, we all thought that Second Life was the way that we'd end up as online beings. We didn't have enough imagination to think beyond simulating our in-person selves and environments, just with better fashion choices, and I think somebody's got wings in this one. But this is when I also began working with learners and instructors who had disability barriers in their environments. And I began to notice who were the people we're not serving well, or maybe not at all. And you heard that outreach in the other presentations today. I wondered what we could do to lower those barriers and include those people. Object number 5 is my 2010 Nokia 1100 brick phone. I learned how to text by repeat pressing on the number pad. Young people today, you'll never know my pain. I also got really good at playing the snake game, those of you who remember that. This phone, though, gave me my first mobile internet access. And I started texting my students for classes that I was teaching on top of my work at the Center for Teaching and Learning at Northeastern Illinois University in Chicago. Object number 6, this is an iPhone X from 2017. It was the great democratizer. It had a much lower price point than its predecessors. It allowed Android users like me to interact with Apple users like my partner. And 2017 was also the year when more people owned smartphones in North America than laptops, desktop computers, and tablets combined. So we may prefer to do distance education on robust equipment, but we end up studying from our phones. Accessibility goes far beyond just our ability profiles. As I was arguing in keynotes, workshops, and invited sessions at colleges and universities around the world in my work for the distance teaching and learning team at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Now it's 2022. I'm proud that as an after effect of the pandemic, the work that we did to help move 9,420 course sections from face-to-face to emergency remote instruction in 3 weeks. my colleagues and I were invited to found our brand new UW-Madison Center for Teaching, Learning, and Mentoring. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary on July 1. And now it's 2022, but I have to go all the way back to the beginning. Because I started my distance education career more than 25 years ago at a little first-of-its-kind conference in Pine Mountain, Georgia, called DLA. Yes, I was here for DLA number 1. Here I am facilitating a session on copyright in 2000, all of which is wrong today. Over the years, I've made connections with people who've been a valuable part of my life, my work, and my career ever since. I've also been blessed with friendships that have lasted just as long as this 2002 photograph from an epic karaoke session can attest. Now, all of the objects that you've seen are not distance education. On the screen are colleagues from University College Dublin, who invited me to Ireland this May to help them celebrate 10 years of Universal Design for Learning efforts as a part of their University for All initiative. It was wonderful to hear their stories and support their passion for their learners' success. And that's the real secret to being a distance education leader, being good at putt-putt. Seriously, there's wicked putt-putt competition at DLA. David Jenks, Georgiana Laws, where's Marty Davis? These people are, there's no other way to put it, sharks.
Yeah, when if you're employed there.
I heard that. No, that's not actually the secret. Object number 7 is this mirror, because the secret to being a distance learning leader is all of you. Every conversation, story, project, listening session, recommendation, and friendship that we've shared or that we will share in the future, that's why I've been successful. It's because of all of your support, sharing, and help along the way. So I'm proud now to be able to pay that trust forward, to support newer voices in our field, to welcome more colleagues who represent the diverse communities whom we serve, and to help lower barriers wherever we find them. So thank you very much, MAC. Thank you very much, Smarter Services. Thank you very much, DLA, for the honor of this year's Wagner Award.